Are we up? Are we up? Da da da. Hey! And how's that delay look? I also hear a husk. Alright. I think we're good. Definitely going to be a little bit laggy. At least as everything is loading in for the first time. But that all ought to hopefully be fixed pretty soon. Okay. So yeah. Welcome back everyone. Pipit5089 here. And yeah, time for some more GregTech. Now I had the better with mod stream that ended in such a horrible failure. I was just no, thank you, but no. So instead, here we are with GregTech. So yeah, today we're gonna be fixing something. This, or all right, not that, not that. This, because I managed to mess this up. Now, how poorly is it messed up? That's the question. Well, yeah, gonna want that. Okay, so we're on that side. Means it needs to be here. The good news is that means basically everything is still fine, except for this. All of this needs to be moved forward. But worse things have happened, I suppose. Dude, why is there so much lag? I guess decrease to 6 chunks for now? Oh, wait. Also, let me try maybe doing this. And this. All right. Uh, Hopefully that works. You know what? So maybe close that. Okay, let's see if that maybe helps. At least a little. Oh, right, that's a fluid pipe. Um, let's go ahead and disconnect the line. And I'm at least going to move these things first. For now, I know this is a horrible idea, but in they go. As I want to be sure that I don't get any of this mixed up. Okay. Let's see. Diamond lens. That's just water, so it's fine. Mixer is completely empty, thankfully. Okay. Which just leaves this, and to be fair, this is just benzene. I say just benzene. We have so much of the stuff. I think we'll actually be okay here. Oh, this hurts. This hurts. But given how much benzene we're producing currently, I think we're going to be okay. Likewise, all of these steam things need to be moved forward one. Not too much of a problem, thankfully, but still just kind of annoying. Alright. So, oh, it feels so good to actually be able to jump up and do that now. Oh, it's like a complete just change. Anyway, all of these need to go, of course. And I will fill that in with just a bit of cobble, I guess. It doesn't really matter, I guess. However, all of this needs to be stone, of which we have none. Unless, of course, I put it in the, here. Which I did. All 38 pieces. Okay. Do we have any more stone? Stone? Why do we have cobble in here? Anyway, I guess the answer to that is no. But we now have this. Ba. I'm just gonna go ahead and get all four going. Might as well. Thank you. And that'll be enough to at least get us started. So, first things first, let's see. I'm gonna go alloy smelter, compressor, forge hammer. Sure, that works. I know that wasn't technically the order they were in before, but oh well. Alright, and then up we go. Right, we're one short. Do we happen to have any steel fluid? Yes, we do. Okay, nice. Ow. I was wondering why that wasn't burning me. Alright, so we can do that. Throw these down. There. Whoop. There, and here. Okay. Whoop. So we're gonna want something like this. Bring this over. I'm just gonna fill in these gaps myself. You know, might as well. Ow, ow. I should have saw that coming. And I just covered up the entrance. Hi. It's fine. Okay, and now we just need to put down all of our advanced things again. See, advanced cutting machine, advanced bending machine. Right, I know that was there. Then we had the laser engraver, the mixer, and then a gas turbine. Turbine. To here. And here. Hmm. So the good news is that this should still reach. If I put it in the right place, it would anyway. Okay. You know, that wasn't as bad as I thought. Yeah, nah, wasn't nearly as bad as I thought. Okay. Oh, right. Let's put lens back into the engraver. And I still have a small gear mold from something. Oh, from over here. Alloy smelter. All right. You know, all things considered, could have went worse. So, where were we now? Right. So, hey, welcome back, Nuclear. Currently I'm in the medium voltage stage. So so I'm in 1.12.2 community pack. Though this is not the most recent update of the pack. I actually haven't updated this in the entire time that I've been playing it, so whatever version I started on is the version I'm still running on. But anyway, so it goes from Steam Age to UV. We, of course, are in MV. This is the factory. Okay, okay. I should really just use the hover feature. That all is kind of an old factory that will eventually be torn down. This is this is the factory that we're currently working with. Ah, I can put roofs on everything. That's what I can do. So this is just kind of my lab areas where we have multi-blocks and single blocks. And then we have a giant sort of processing facility here alongside a uh this, which is sorry. This, which is power generation. So yeah, this is actually the first pack. This is the first GregTech pack that I've ever played. So, well, I say that. It's the first GregTech pack that I've ever actually tried to go through. So I'm still learning a lot. But yeah. Ooh, I don't like that. Let's fix it. Ah, that makes sense. What? Yeah, the one really good part about this pack is they do generally walk you through everything pretty well. So, no complaints there. Alright, stone is ready. I also have this cobblestone that I need a good bit more of. So let's get that chiseled. Oh, wow. Nope, that's on me. Chisel. Why do I have 178 copper in here? You, in there. Go. Alright, so let's do... What is this? Dent? Cut. Dent. So let's do all of those. Last little bit of cobble can just go into there. And now to work on the roof. So it looks like I currently have that. So I should just be able to do this. Oh, ah. Okay. I have to say, the building gadget is so nice. I know I've said this before, a lot, but I'm going to continue to say it because the building gadget is like revolutionary for building. It makes things so much easier. It is not even funny. All right, and now we just need to fill in all of this. Wait, what? Wait, that's embossed, not dent. Oh, what am I doing? Dent? Let's find embossed. Grade, big tile, mosaic. I think it was toward the end, wasn't it? Embossed. Yeah, it's like the last thing. Yeah. That works for me. Might want to finish this, of course. Ow. Wow. Uh, so anyway, yeah, at the moment, I'm just kind of working on... Oh, no, thanks. What was it, G? Yeah, undo. Yeah, right now I'm just working on getting the factory. I will say, if I had to actually go through and do everything straight, there's no way I'd be able to get through this pack. Like, absolutely no way. But actually taking the time to, go through and just build, it makes such a difference. Also, I can't place that there for some odd reason. Embossed? Oh, sorry, that's still dent. Oops, I will definitely grab that in a second. Okay, nice. Whee! Okay, I'm also gonna go get some more food. Anyway, that just leaves one roof to do, which shouldn't be too bad. I also probably ought to clean up all of this out here. That might be worth doing. Just a little bit. But, yeah, man. All right. Nice. This lag, though. I don't remember it being this bad. I guess down to 4 chunks we go. Oof. Right. I guess we're gonna go ahead and spend some time cleaning up all of this because it really needs to get cleaned up. And yeah, so I guess this stream is mostly just gonna be sort of base cleanup. Not a ton of progress, mostly because we've been progressing pretty rapidly as is. I'd say that. I think it's rapidly anyway. For a complete new person, I'm going to say that it's rapid. So, some base work is definitely necessary. Yeah, I definitely have realized that. GregTech is just a different beast entirely. Not for the fact that I don't want to leave everything running, at least right now, I would totally put this on like an actual server instead of just on just my computer. But I don't see much of a point. Oh, looks like I accidentally took out all of that. Fair enough. Fair enough. So, let's get mining. And I guess say goodbye to this building. Hey, it served us well. But it is simply not up to code. Also, this jetpack is so nice, I have to say. Anyway, I do want to eventually, and this may be happening relatively soon, I'm not sure, but I want to expand out the factory to include all of this area, which is why I want to just go ahead and get all of this cleaned. So there's room for actual factory expansion. Yes, this was going to be the factory, but GregTech does not like things not working with chunks. So, yeah, we're going to try and work with chunks. As much as we possibly can, anyway. Da, 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 da. Okay. All right. Now, here's a good question. I feel like I've tried this before, but what's gonna happen if I use the chainsaw on this? Probably nothing. Yeah. Shame it doesn't just, like, take out the entire floor. That would be kind of epic. Anyway. It would be really nice. You know what? Building gadgets. Building gadget. Is there... So there's a copy paste. Oh, it voids. No thanks. Yeah, so there is a voiding gadget. But that's not what I want. G. Rotate, mirror, anchor, radiate fluid, place on top. Yeah, nothing here helps. Oh well. Yeah. So the chainsaw does automatically vein mine trees. It just apparently doesn't vein mine planes. Which, I mean, fair. I think I'm gonna do this in rings. So I'm gonna get like this first sort of ring of wood done. Then we run around and collect it all. And repeat. So I do want to I will probably end up reusing a lot of these resources in the new parts of the building, just because, this is a lot of resources, and it used to be a building, so why not make it a building again? I also need to figure out a good design for the factory. Obviously, that might can come a little bit later, but, something that's a little less bland. I did kind of like this sort of chiseled pillar look, but it's nice, but it doesn't exactly fit the high-tech aesthetic that GregTech has. But then I also feel like there's not a lot of blocks that are in Minecraft. I'm not entirely sure what all decoration blocks GregTech adds, so... But you know what? We'll figure that out at some other point. Right now, I'm not too terribly concerned about it anyway. Alright, and just one more round to go. So, let's see. I'm still debating how much I'm gonna want to add in, like, factories and automation lines and all of that sort of thing before trying to progress. right? Because obviously, while that definitely supports progress to some extent, it also hinders it in that, you're not progressing whenever you're doing that. So, I'm not actually sure. At the moment, that's probably one of the biggest things, right? Just because I think it makes a lot of sense to have a plan moving forward. Oh, floating clipboard. That's definitely not intended. For my aesthetic, I haven't really decided. That's part of why I can't figure out a good um yeah, that's part of why I'm struggling is because I don't know what aesthetic that I want. I know I want it to be a little on the higher tech side, but at the same time, I don't want necessarily. Well, maybe I do. I was gonna say, I don't want futuristic, but that would look really cool. So, I'm not entirely sure. How my drill is not out of power, I do not know. Alright, well, that's the first building down anyway. Still have to get the second one, but at least that was the larger of the two. Woo! And my inventory shows it. Alright, let's throw all of this to in here. There we go. I'll take the torches. Go in that. Okay. Definitely taking this elevator, though. And the clipboard. Yay. Alright. So that's the first. Ba, 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 ba. Guess I'll go ahead and take down the second. Hmm. Okay. I'm gonna start with the roof here, I think. Yeah. And after this, we should be done. This is like the fourth base that I've had to tear down just due to expansion. It's kind of getting ridiculous. Of course, the good news is that with my new modular base design, that shouldn't be nearly as much of an issue moving forward. Yes, hover mode. Definitely need to use it more. Yeah, I don't know. I genuinely do not know. Mostly because I don't know, or I say mostly, partly because I just don't know what there is available with GregTech. Now, that's something I want to look into, of course, but not at the moment. Actually, well, I say that. First, let me get all of this chopped down. Then I may actually take a look. Because it is long overdue that I see what actual decoration this mod has. Alright. Well, what's this? I'm definitely going to have to retorch everywhere around here, though. Because otherwise we're going to have mobs galore in the here. Alright. Trying to think, is there anything we could use all of this treated wood for? And I'm not entirely sure. Obviously, there's a bunch of... I mean, obviously, we could use it for decoration. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get all of this. But, I mean, you know, besides decoration, what can we use this for? There's always water pumps, but that's a bit benign, especially given how effective they generally tend to be. Like, I'm still not even using the LV pumps, just because the primitive ones are supplying more water than I can possibly use currently. Yeah, the only worry I would have with water is if, for whatever reason, my pipes can't, move it all fast enough. Hmm. Let me think. It could be used for more tanks, I guess, but... Hmm. I don't know. I feel like at that point the steel tanks are going to be, or aluminum tanks. Aluminum tanks exist, I think. And given we have infinite amounts of aluminum, why would we not just do that? Right? Like, there's literally no point in not. Oh, there we go. Alright, and there we go. Alright, the old building's torn down. Really ashamed to see it go. Alright, let's get all this lit up. Light, light, lights. Torchlight, torch brights. I wish I may, I wish I might. I might have a bright torch tonight. Okay, we can do all of this, and there. Surely this is enough. If that's not enough to keep mobs away, I don't know what will be. Okay, this still looks like a mess, but for now it's okay. Especially because it would be such a pain to move. We can go ahead and move all of this, I suppose. I'll take you. Thank you. Right. There. What is this? Right. So this is dense, right? Yeah. Where's my chisel? Alright, so this is all stone. Oh, wait. Whenever I mine this up, I'll have enough. Alright. And chisel cobble to dent. Okay, nice. I actually do kind of like this flooring, I must say. It, at least for this horrible aesthetic that we currently have, it fits. Fits pretty well. Alright. Now let's throw all of this in here. How are we doing? We're still actually okay. Right, that's why I had hidden. Because you can't see anything otherwise. 61, 62, 63. Oh, only 13. Yeah, we're fine then. That there. And then for everything else. Okay. Let's see. That can go. Yeah, I'll go ahead and. No, actually, I'm gonna need the stone, so maybe not that. I'm also gonna need the embossed, so probably not gonna send that either. However, chiseled stone can totally go. Or chiseled stone can go. Embossed. It's normal cobble, so that's okay. Can chisel it if necessary. Alright, and then stone. Ha, so we did have a little bit of embossed that snuck through. Alright, well, let's get the last roof on here. I did like this open air, but oh well. Maybe I'll end up adding a skylight or something at some point. That would be cool. Yeah, skylight would be fun. Well, yeah, man. Gonna do that. Ow. Okay, so we can get it under that. And then through here and to here. All right. And now the filling in. That's a chainsaw, not a drill. Ba-ba. Embossed. All right. Luckily, we have plenty of the stuff. I say that, we almost used all of it. And there we go. Definitely going to need to make sure everything's properly lit up, but... Alright, alright. Yeah, definitely could use some more lights in here. Actually, you know what? Let's see. Do we have any kind of GregTech lights? GregTech lights. Hmm. Maybe not. Bulb? Ah, well, that's a great sign. Most likely it would use some sort of glowstone, right? What do we can we use glowstone for? Use it for paintballs. Easily for all that, and then anti-locks. Whatever that is. Ah, great. Perfect. Okay. So I guess we're just gonna stick with torches for now. Little on the more boring side, but you know, if it works, don't question it. Right, and then all of this can go into there. Yay. Let's just stick you there for now. How are we looking in here? Well, with those torches, we're looking a lot better. And just to be on the safe side. All right. The factory grows. So, with that in mind, what do we do next? Right, I was trying to do presses. Uh, And to be fair, I did unlock a couple of the presses, but a lot of these we just cannot get currently. Huh. All right. Right. Auto crafting, which I don't actually care about. Um, what do I want to do? Because a lot of we're in a very weird point right now where we're kind of good where we are, and any further advancements are basically going to require even more advancements to be worth anything. For instance, if we wanted to, say, make more LV circuits, well, the only reason you want to make these are for the more MV circuits. The only reason you want to make these are for your first HV circuits. Except that HV circuits are also going to require uh, the download more RAM, right? So we have to go through that. But then we also need Moore's Law, which is going to be going through an advanced assembling machine. And it's a bunch of work. Like any of this is just going to be an entire new sort of string of things that we're going to have to do. Whereas right now we're in a pretty solid position to actually, work on the base and expand production lines and things like that. Huh. Makes more sense, I think. Oh, but then the question is, what do we expand? Storage, maybe? Hmm. I do not know. How are we doing here? Well, plenty of steam. Wood tar is still going through the roof. Oh, yes, let's make sure that we're still generating power, actually. How goes all of this? That's empty. It's empty, thankfully. As for these, full of wood, totally fine. Output bus, still going through charcoal. And boilers are working. We could spend the time actually expanding this. I mean, it's far more than we need currently, but, that is something we could do. Alternatively, we could expand and change all of our pipes into aluminum pipes, because that needs to happen at some point too. Huh. I genuinely don't know. Once you have all the machines, what do you do with them? Huh. Eh, you know what? I think I might just build an MV robot arm. You know what? I was joking about that, but no, let's do it. Right? Just something to do. So we're gonna need 3 MV motors, a boatload of aluminum. I say a boatload, that's actually nothing. Alright. We have any? We do not. We do have some copper nickel. That's good. And we have a tiny amount of copper. Okay. So, you know what? I need to recharge you. Let's do that. Can I just put you in here by chance? Yes, I can. That's awesome. Okay. Uh, so let's make an MV robotic arm. So we have the 3 copper cables, easy. We have enough copper nickel currently for a single motor. We need 3. So let's do that. Copper nickel, we don't have anywhere even close to enough. So we're going to need some copper, which we have plenty of, and some nickel, which we have less of. Oh, wait. Nope, never mind. Why do we have so much purified nickel dust? All right, what's the nickel dust? Never is purified. What's the best use for it? Yeah, man. This tells me nothing. Purified. All right, so we can smelt it. We can electromagnetic separate to get iron from it. We can centrifuge to get iron, and we can wash it for enough. Okay. So my vote is centrifuge. Where's my centrifuge? Oh, wow. Oh, hey. All right, we were centrifuging ashes. Completely forgot about all of that. It's not a problem, of course. Yeah, so we'll let that go through, I suppose, first. And then that will be all the nickel we need. And that'll give us 2 stacks of copper nickel. That'll be enough to hold us over for like a week. Hmm. In the meantime, what else do we need? Right, we're gonna need a good chunk of aluminum and an MV circuit. We have any circuits at all? Circuits. We have 93 Why do we have 93 circuits? What? I guess it's from the silicone? What? Okay. Um, okay. So let's maybe try doing this. Sure. Okay, so obviously 2 circuits, not a problem. Good circuit board, not a problem. Copper wire, not a problem. The diode is the big thing. Gallium arsenide and platinum. And that's HV, so that's not happening. Okay. I assume we have some diodes? Yes, we do. All right. Why do we have so many resources? Hold up. I feel like I should know this. I guess that kind of goes to show how long it's been since I've, like, done a lot with this, which is really sad. I feel like I play a lot over a very short stretch of time, and then I just have a massive break. I really need to do better. All right. That should be enough. Yeah, that should be fine. Circuits? Not even close to a problem. And do we have any silver for this? We have some silver foil, a little bit of silver dust. All right, well, let's just get that. So that's going to be 4 silver dust necessary. No, we can do it in 2, right? No, I'm thinking fine wire. Silver wire. That's 2. Right, that's just a packager. Yeah, to be expected, though. Not a problem. 2, 3, 4, 5. Aluminum is going good. Oxygen levels are fine. All right. So, aluminum, aluminum, steel, and ashes. Let's send this through the wire mill. And I think that should be the MV circuit we need. Realistically, I should probably be making more of these, but I'm until I kind of get back into the ropes of everything, I'm gonna kind of hold off on batch crafting. Now, is that a good idea? Probably not, but I'm doing it anyway because nothing says pain like GregTech without batch crafting. All right, where's my circuits assembler? There. Oh, right, you need to be copper wires. Circuit assembler. There we go. And there. I have no clue if I'm going to end up needing more copper wires or not, but it's going to be decent to have at least. And here we are. One genuine MV circuit. Okay. So, let's see, we're going to need that motor. That's 3, 5, 7, 8. Wait, sorry. 3, 4, 6. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, right, and we're also going to need copper wire for these. That's 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so we're going to need 10 aluminum. 10 aluminum. Oh, if only I had some aluminum. All right. Steel. Steel ingots for that. I think we're doing okay so far with that anyway. Um, will need to be magnetized, but that's not a problem. I am gonna need a couple more copper wires though. That I do know. So let's just go ahead and get those going alongside you. Rubberize. Easy enough. Bending machine. We needed 1, 2, 3 plates. Then where's the lathe? Lathe. Lathe. So we needed 1, and another 3, and then 1 more. And then to alloy smelter, we needed 2. All right. There. How goes the centrifuging? Pretty well, it looks like. All right. Oh, right. We needed as well send steel through the lathe. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's probably far too many, but we'll use them. Right, now where is my polarizer? Yeah, luckily, motors are pretty cheap to make, thankfully. They are probably my favorite crafting recipe in just all of GregTech, and I couldn't tell you why exactly, I just really enjoy them a lot. Alright, MV motor. Alongside the aluminum rods, the aluminum plates, and the aluminum gear. And then another 2 copper cables. There's the MV piston. Wait. Guess I technically didn't need all of those, but oh well. All right. And then let's get this nickel turned into... Oh wait, I don't even have to. Right. Yeah, let's just get this going through the alloy smelter. Now, this is admittedly going to take a while, but it could be a lot slower. And I refuse to give up my few steam machines. I know they're a little slow. I refuse to give up steam. I would still love to run this base off of nothing but straight steam power. Not even nuclear steam, just straight steam. Like boilers, and that would be so much fun. Anyway, will this be enough? That's six. Nope. That will be enough, though. Yeah. I think the worst part about this is just the fact that they have to be the times two pumpernickel, which means that each ingot is worth one, not two, right? Since it effectively doubles the amount that you need, it is just such an almost unnecessary pain. There and there. Aluminum rod. Wait, what am I doing? Boom. All right. Then we needed copper cables, MV circuits, two motors, the piston, and some other things that I forgot. Oh wait, no, we needed triple cable. Right, and then the two aluminum rods, which we have. Okay. We can do, whoop, no, 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 no. All right, let's try this again, shall we? Boom. Robotic arm. Not that I'm using it right now, but... And that... Alright. And that is that quest complete. So now, whenever we need it, we have 3 flawless emeralds or 48 nickel ingots. Do I even have any emeralds? I have 6 normal emeralds. That's something. In the meantime, let's keep this going. Hopefully, this will be enough nickel to at least satiate the demand that we have for it for a little while. And by a little while, I mean half of it's probably going into another Pyrolyze 7, but that's beside the point. Okay, I need another 2 Pyrolyze 7s, don't I? Alright. So what all do we need for expanding our power grid currently? We need another greenhouse. We need a third boiler, and then we need 2 Pyrolyze 7s. Right. Oh yeah, we're making biochaff here. Oh wow. We actually have nothing but wood. Hey Josh, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I will say this is not anywhere near the grindiest pack, GregTech pack. But with that said, I have played to some extent GregTech New Horizons, so I understand what you mean to a degree nobody should. Alright, I'm just going to throw all of this into here just to be sure that we always have a little bit of wood on hand. A little bit of a waste of space, sure, but I think we're fine for now. You know what? We have all of these. These are all 1Ks. You're a 1K? You're a 1K. What does the 1K take again? Can we make more of these really easily? Storage housing requires an LV circuit. That's easy. Quartz glass, maybe not as, but still totally doable. And here, CPU's not happening, so we just need a boatload of resistors and circuits alongside some redstone alloy. CPU, actually, hold up. CPU wafer. We needed neutronium dotes. Right. I don't have access to neutronium. Is there a way to get that without neutronium? CPU wafer. Oh, yes, we can. Okay, so that just gives us more. But we can get one-to-one using a normal silicone wafer and a diamond lens. Okay. You know, I think I like where this is going. I can make a diamond lens. Actually, diamond lens might already be in here. Diamond lens. Okay. Do I already have CPU then? Yes, I do. Okay, you know what? Let's make some more of these. I don't see why not. So we needed CPU, Certus quartz plates, and LV circuit. Circuit's easy. CPU we already have. Certus quartz plates. I know what you mean up with the spark. The best thing I think to do, and this is just speaking from personal experience, take the time to here, actually, I'll show you in just a second. Yes, we do have Certus quartz plates. Okay. I just want to go ahead and get these going before I show you. So they're there, and they go into a packager? Or, nope, just an assembler. Okay. Do we need... Nope. Throw in that, throw in that, and throw in that. Okay. Seriously, though, if I could give one recommendation to... Ooh, I don't like that. Oh, let me grab my jetpack. Yeah, if I could give one recommendation, it would be take the time to actually just enjoy yourself. Oh, yeah, much better. Like, you can see here, I have the start of a pretty massive factory. This is, like, not necessary by any means, but, you know, it was something to do that wasn't just straight, tech build-up advancement, right? Because if you do nothing but push to get to the next age over and over again, you're going to quickly burn yourself out. Likewise, I would say be sure to pace yourself, right? Just in general of when you're playing. So, yeah, like, I had a lawn base through most of Steam, but then as I got yeah, so through most of Steam, I had lawn base, but by the time I was in LV, I ended up making well, a smaller version of this. Like I had about half of this compound here, and then whenever I went into MV, I went on ahead and made a bigger compound. And actually, you missed it earlier in stream. We had a massive building here. I say massive. This thing's actually probably bigger, but a pretty big building that used to be my LV building. Now that we're solidly in MV, however, I went on ahead and made what's probably going to become something closer to a permanent factory, right? Now, eventually this will be, you know, probably torn down and replaced with something bigger and more spacious for like, you know, extreme or insane voltage. But just generally, spending time to work on builds and just taking time to enjoy the pack as a full-on pack for you to. The best way I've heard it put, just to summarize everything that I've said, or that I'm trying to say, it's not the destination, it's the journey. GregTech is a journey, not a destination. You're not trying to finish the pack. You're playing the pack to play the pack. And that's really it. Also, what is going on there? What is... Oh, it's an ore chunk. But I was like, what is going on over there? Up in the corner. Yeah. Rushing to LV in the nights? That's possible, but definitely not recommended. This is, as you can see, episode 57, and I'm only an MV. Now, to be fair, I am slow as Christmas, but yeah, I will definitely say that's probably the biggest change in my philosophy. I started this pack just to learn GregTech, and I quickly did kind of fall into what you are talking about. And what's helped me more so than anything is just taking the time to build things and make them look. I'm not going to call this good. I'm going to say make it look like someone actually almost put some effort into it. And by doing that, you'll find yourself enjoying it a lot more. Or see if you can play with a friend, right? I would definitely say if you can play with someone, that exponentially makes the pack better. Aside from the fact that now you have two people working on things, it means now you actually are enjoying the journey with someone. And you can look at it more as a journey. That's my 2 cents, though. So take it or leave it. Let's see. Housing. We're gonna need, let's see. I have 7. Is that enough? Ah, I need 9. You know what? Let's get another 2. Let's fill this completely up. So that's 2. We're going to need the sort of quartz plates. Oh, already have that. Then we just need, what was it, steel plates? No, 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 right. It was the CPU wafers. Wafer. All right, let's get this going. Laser engraver. You know what? It probably makes sense to at least turn a couple of these into CPU wafers, doesn't it? So I'm just gonna stick a bunch in here. Let's see. Storage component, CPU wafer. From here, Oh wait, sorry, yeah. Cutting saw, right. Okay, easy enough. Uh, Once this gets done, I'll just stick it into the cutting saw and... Oh, right. It would probably help if it had some water. Do I have a rum on me? Yes, I do. This might actually end up taking a bit too much water. I certainly hope it doesn't, but... Woo! Yeah, that's a lot of water. Also, I need a door on this side. That's a little hard with the multi. This room just needs to be reorganized. I definitely did not put much thought into making it. And where did that saw blade go? Oh wait, no, there is no saw blade. What am I talking about? All right. Now that my brain is functioning again, we're gonna need 9 housings, right? 9 times 4 means we're gonna need 36 plates. So let's get organized. There. Throw these into there. That into there. Okay. So those are the completed storage components. Likewise, those two are just waiting on the CPUs currently. Shouldn't take too long. Now we're gonna need a number of steel plates. Let's see, 32. Wait, 32. I need far less than that. No, I need 36. I just said that. Okay. Yeah, so 36 steel plates. Then fine red alloy wire. We need 9, so that's 18. We're gonna probably say that's closer to 20 though, just because of how the fine wire works. That's 8, 16, 20. Okay. Wire mill. Oh, saw is done. Yes. Go these into the assembler again. And there we go. Also, things are so much less laggy now, thankfully. That's should be all of them, I believe. And there are all of the storage components. Nice. So that's all of that. We're going to need 9 of those. That's easy enough. And yes, I am leaving the worst part for last. I shouldn't be, but I am. And there are all of the redstone alloy wires we're going to need. There. May as well go ahead and get those going. And then we need, what is that going to be? 18 quartz glass? 4 glass, 5 Certus quartz dust. We do not have that much Certus quartz. We just don't. Okay, this is going to come out to be a good bit of it, thankfully, but still. Okay, we have enough, barely. Let's get this running through ore processing. Also, I probably should empty this out. Look at all the tin. Look at all the sulfur. Look at all the cobalt. You see, there's a reason I'm using cobalt item types for everything. It's because I have so much of it, I have no clue what to do with it all. Oh yeah, we're good. That was a stack of Certus quartz ore. We are actually way better than I thought we were. Alright, that is gonna take a while though, so... Are the plates ready? Plates are ready. Let's see. So I need 5 to 4, right? Given that I need 5 to 4, what does that mean I need total? Um, sorry, math. It should be okay. So we need 18. We're gonna round that up to 20 because we don't have much of a choice. And unless if I just happen to have a boatload of quartz glass, I do not. Okay. Well, that's at least good to know, I guess. So we're gonna basically need 20 of this, right? Because that's the only way we can process it. So if we need 20 of that, then we're gonna need wait. So that's 4, which means we need 5 sets. 5 of 5 is 25. Okay. Why was that so difficult for me to think of? And there is the first 5. Let's see, how long is this going to take to... Oh, right, nickel. Centrifuge. All right. A ton of Cooper nickel, thankfully. Uh, bu- 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 And then once this gets done, we'll be able to do that relatively easily. So we have that. We have all of that. It's literally just a matter of this now. Okay. I know it's a little boring just waiting on things, but that is the name of the game, unfortunately. How are we doing? Oh, we have so much polyethylene. We are totally good. Why is there just a random... Huh? Okay, that's a little odd. I definitely think something's missing from there. Like, I see these, but I do not know. Alright, we're gonna chisel you into dent. And there. Much better. Very much better. Alright, so we have benzene out here as well. For if we ever want to expand over there. Yeah, you see, I feel like a normal person would just be able to talk here and, oh, just talk about whatever. I unfortunately don't quite have that level of communication skill. Uh, so instead, we're just going to be continuing to talk about what we're doing, such as gathering more Certus quartz dust. Yes, another 8. So this is all just crafting, which probably means we want to wait. How are we doing over here, actually? Wait. Needs more energy. Hold up. Hold up. Why do you not have any energy? Sorry, what? Okay, it's wood tar. The good news is that is really easy to fix. We just need to go and disable the voiding. Oh wait, we're not currently. Hold up. Are we actually using that much benzene? There's no way. Where is it all going? Sorry, I say benzene. Wood tar. Why is one of the pyrolyzed sevens not working? Full of charcoal. How are you full of charcoal? These are both running at 100%. How are you full of charcoal? Right, because you're only taking from here. Okay, yeah. I guess I do need to keep a little bit closer of an eye on that. But wow. And that's why I didn't just section that off. Because as much as I want that to be a completely autonomous system, it still has occasional wrinkles that need to be fixed. Alright. Well, the quartz ought to be done. Yeah, that ought to be plenty. Or we still need another three. Hey, fair enough, fair enough. You know what? Let's also go ahead and get some of this cobalt uh, put away. Because we kind of really need to. Come on, just one more. There. Aha. Also there. I wonder, can you do... Oh, no. Alright, fine. I want to try this balance grid thing. I actually haven't tried it yet. Ah, that's nice. That's actually really helpful. Okay. Soda quartz. Right, to here. And that is all of the glass. Which means we now have storage cells. I'd ask how we're going to use this much storage, but I think we all know that that's not actually going to be all that difficult. I mean, look at this. All right. No, canner. Where's my canning machine? Arc furnace, clave, polarizer, canning machine. There and there. So we're slowly losing. Nah. Yeah, we're good. Oh, right, but they don't stack. I always forget. All right. We're going to have So much storage. Have to admit, AE2, I've never really used it before, but it is nice. If you want just mass storage, and what am I doing? No. Go to in there. Sure, these are all only 1K drives, but I think we're going to be fine. You know? I don't think we're going to be hurting for storage too much. Not right now, anyway. At the same time, there's a reason we're using a drawer. Okay. Well, that was fun. And you see, it's just little expansions like that that I think are absolutely worthwhile. Now, with all of that said, let's actually take a look at GregTech now. What do you have? I specifically want something to do with lights. Right, some way to light up just everything. Right? If there's any kind of custom lighting I can do, that would be phenomenal. Casings. Ooh, hazard sign blocks. All right, here we are. Fusion glass. Fusion coil. Frames. And then a bunch of ores. And then all of the different fluids and buckets. Okay, so there's nothing. Ah. Lamp? Flat lamp. Ah. Anti-blocks. What are these anyway? We chiseled into different colors. You know what? We just need glowstone and some sort of stone. Let's take a look. No, might as well. I don't actually have any glowstone. Well, time for another trip then. Do I have any iron armor? I'm sure I'd be fine. But, you know, it is the nether and all, so... Ah, yep. That lines up. You know what? Jetpack. So let's just do this, shall we? Yeah. It's better than nothing. I don't have to be super well protected, but literally anything is better than nothing right now. Uh, bu- 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 Yeah, make sure I'm not going to mistake the drill for something else. All right. Now, we just need a little bit of glowstone, so it should just be in and out, thankfully. But, you know, we shall see, I suppose. I don't think I've been back here since I've gotten this jetpack. It is alright. It is such a game changer. No longer worrying as much about lava lakes. Like, still have to be careful because, you know, getting caught unaware still can definitely kill you. But this is so nice compared to what I was doing before. Right? So we can just collect this entire vein and then slowly glide down. Come on. So, there we go. Easy peasy. There's my door. Alright. Hey, stack and a half of glowstone? That is gonna be plenty for now. Alright. Oh wow, majority of our crops are done. So let's go ahead and grab all of these. Might as well. Also, what else can we use glowstone for? I wonder. Because I don't think I've ever really looked. Alright, glowstone. Let's see. Spectral arrows, glowstone, of course. Oh, right, the different paintballs. Let's see. How about actual glowstone blocks? Glowstone blocks, redstone lamp, dread lamp, the facade, and the other facade. That can be pulverized. Glowstone plates. Needed for a feral flare lantern. Huh. Interesting. Don't think I particularly care about that at the moment, though, so let's just run our little test. And there, surrounded by you, give us anti-blocks. Now, what are these? They certainly glow. Huh. Interesting. It doesn't look like they actually light up anything, though. You know what? This feral torch. I wonder what this thing's range is. Gold springs, some iron screws, steel rods, steel rings. Not the worst thing in the world to make. Oh wait, do I have? Yes. Come on, mouse. So we are going to need a little bit of gold, however. So, spring. It's going to be putting a long gold rod through a metal bender. Alright. Uh, okay. Let's get this. No. Through the lathe first. Lathe. Lathe. Alright, we can send this through here. Then we'll do the other. We can also lathe the bolts into screws. And then we can... Oh, wait, no. We only need one golden rod for this. Okay. That's, a little better. And then we're going to need 4 steel rods. Shouldn't be too bad, thankfully. Send this through here. And then steel rods. Right, because we need hammer. Where is my hammer? In here? Yes, it is. Not that it has a lot left. Woo! Thank you. Vending machine, some small gold springs. Oh, right. Send this through the lathe. There's the screws. And then it should just be getting the glowstone plates. I'm gonna send it through this one. Oh yeah, it's an MV recipe. I'm glad I did. Okay. Oh, right. Yeah, we also have these CPU wafers now. Not much of a point in sending them in here, to be fair. But, meh. Are you back running? You are not. So we are generating a good chunk of wood tar again. It's just a matter of trying to, for the system, or is of the system just trying to catch back up. So for now, I am going to disable you. Just so the battery buffer can recharge. Slowly, but that's gonna be necessary. Ba, ba, ba. Right. Thank you. And here we go. Glowstone plates, spring, iron screws, steel rings, steel rods. Feral flare lantern. Now, I want to know how much does this thing illuminate? I don't imagine it's a ton, but it does say a large area. So I am a little on the curious side. Ah, right, there's lava down here. Oh well. Still remove all of these, right? Make it as dark as we can. Then we're going to put this in the absolute corner. All right, it says that it slowly illuminates. Whoa. Okay, color me impressed. So it literally just illuminates an entire area. So could I use this then to just illuminate my entire factory? That explains a lot, actually. And it would get rid of so many torches. Yo, this thing is kind of busted. Alright. Now, how do I get out again? Why do I always lose the staircase? Let's see. It was by the lava. Oh, here we are. Whee! Up, up, and away! Yeah, so I'm wondering if nothing else, this should be able to do at least in a single room of the factory. Is my hope anyway. So just I guess for a quote unquote real test, I'm going to stick this right here in the corner. And I'm going to be removing every other torch that I have. And let's see how far this thing illuminates. Hmm. Not gonna really know until nighttime, though, I'm afraid. It is definitely doing some weird things with the daylight, though. You know what? No, 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 no. Wait, is it going through the wall? Hold up. Is it going through the wall? Ha. Uh, this thing's range is definitely massive, but it doesn't look like it's going to quite be enough to do the entire factory, unfortunately. But I could totally see using one of these in like just the center of a sort of section of rooms. So with that in mind, I'm going to stick this for now right here. Maybe I'll have some sort of like transparent blocks here or something that light can go through. That would be beneficial. Hmm, not sure. Not sure. But with any luck, that one lamp ought to be able to light up the entire factory. Now, this is definitely a little risky, but what is that noise? Sorry, that does not sound fine. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to wait till nighttime, though. Still, look at that. Right. All of this light is being provided by that one thing. It looks like it might not be able to get to this corner, but also probably means it can't get to back there. And I'll throw one up here just to be safe, of course. But generally speaking, I am impressed. I might end up having to make some more of those. Put one of those in each room, and you're good. Yeah, like this room, totally lit up. Besides one little dark spot here. Can mobs spawn here? 7, 6. Yes, they can. Rip. Alright. So there's one little area that does have to have a torch. Still, color me impressed. Just to be safe, I am going to be putting a torch over here. Just because I really don't want any of this to be blown up. And one wrong creeper, and yeah. Still, I like it. I like it a lot. And with that, though, I think I might go ahead and just call the stream. I mean, we've accomplished a good bit, right? Te we got to check out some glowstone. We found a new building block. No clue what I'm going to do with it, but it's something. And found the lantern. We made some progress. We finished the roofs of everything. We got new storage capabilities. Overall, yeah, I definitely like how everything went. So yeah, thank you all so much for joining. And until next time, see y'all.